Well, it is August 25th, and I'm gonna get down here, and my wife's almost already down there. This is my in-laws' place, my wife's parents' place up here, some pasture field and stuff. It's one of the only pieces of private that I have permission to hunt. I have one other small little place other than this. This is only 12 acres, and we only can go into the woods about 50 feet, so the other one's only 42 acres and just a little bit of woods. Other than that, it's just all public land. But we have a food plot planted down here, and just for fun, just to see deer and shoot some does, although we did kill both our bucks out of this plot early season last year. But I'm going to check a couple ladder stands, maybe move a ladder stand, and move a lock on. And I'm going to show you how I do that and why I'm doing it, and then strategically why I'm placing it where I'm placing it. So maybe it'll help somebody out. Well, this is the stand we're going to move. It's my lock on. I had it set here because I had a trail coming here and a trail coming from over here past this log. And then I had a creek crossing right here, and everything kind of goes out to your food plot that is there. And it's growing right now. Just planted it about 2 weeks ago. It looks real good. I had this set up after I killed my buck. I had this set up just so I could crawl in here, maybe shoot a doe. But I never actually even really hunted it. I got bird dogs, and I was having a good year with a young dog I was training. So I wanted to show him as many birds as possible, so I just never really got back in here. But we have ladder stands set up across here, and everything's getting kind of clustered, but I was going to hunt this with a longbow. So I needed the lock on, so I had room and stuff to move. I could flip the seat up, and the platform was a little bigger. We're going to tear this down, I'm going to move it up, and we're going to take one of the ladder stands and move it down. That's why that was in here. There's some oaks in here spread around and stuff, and they were dropping some acorns and trying to get deer real close and have good shot opportunities. So that's why from this stand to that trail there was about 10 yards. This one here is about 5 yards, and the other one over there was max 20 yards. But I'm going to try and get this stand moved up here because there's some houses, but there's a patch of timber up there, and the deer bed in them houses. Back here, these woods, it's all mountaintop, but it's hunted pretty hard other than our property. So it's just like hunting public land. There'll be guys all through that during gun season. And these deer, when they start getting pressured, even just now, they'll be bedding up in that timber and come down through the yards and the top side of this pasture field, heading down to the food plot and stuff, and heading out into the pasture field to feed. So we're going to try and catch them doing that and see what happens. Alright, well, we settled on this tree here. We didn't move it quite as far up as we were hoping to. There were some dogs barking up there and stuff, and it would be kind of close to a house. We didn't like it, but there's a ladder stand right here we're going to take down. It's just a tough tree. You can't really film out of it or anything like that. Not really that covered. This tree here, there's plenty of cover up there. So we're going to take this actually and move it down over there, and I'll explain the reasoning for that later. But I wanted to be able to sit over his food plot too. I can still hunt the deer. They're coming down out of that patch of timber I talked about, and they'll come down and into the food plot like this. And the wind and stuff shouldn't screw anybody else up if they're hunting further down. We have a stand at the end of this food plot. Actually, we kill a lot of deer out of it, but I have shot a deer with my climber out of this tree or picking. And I remember it being just a real good cover. The deer didn't even know I was there. It was a short little 8-yard shot maybe. And we have some bucks coming in here that are pretty decent. I'm about to see them with velvet off. Velvet makes them look a lot bigger than what they probably really are, so I have to see them. As soon as they shed velvet and they start coming out the plot, I'll be able to tell if they're shooters or not. But to other people, they might be shooters, and that's okay. But I'd like to be able to get it cracked. They're not going to be up here with this pressure and these people as much. They're going to be down here, but there's a little corner up in here, and a little secluded corner with some pines, and there's some pines here We get a pond with some water, even though this year, with how much water we have, it probably won't really matter until it dries up here in October, but kind of a little secluded corner. Makes them deer feel a little bit safe, so I get to stand up and I'll show you a view from up there and what I was talking about from an aerial view. So, alright, well, I'm up here in the tree now. I've got the stand set up. Looks really good. I'm pretty brushed in. Lacking a little bit on this side, but I got this tree down there that is covering a trail that comes out over here. And if the deer's looking up, I should be broken up. Plus I got plenty of foliage here. And then a tree back here behind me. That's the stand, that's the stand that I was talking about moving, the ladder stand. But I'll zoom in on it here in a second. The hook on the ratchet strap snapped. The tree must have grew a little bit. So that's just shows what can change in a year. Yeah, you checked them last year, brand new straps last year, but you don't know how these trees are going to react, and the weather's hard on straps. So we go through and always check everything every season before we hunt them. Just because I got a wife and stuff, and I don't feel like it's not fair to her that I make her a widow because I was being dumb, or something, God forbid, something happens to her. So as you see, I'm strapped in. I was using a lineman belt in my harness the entire time I was up in here. But this stand is overlooking this food source. I can hear a tractor right now. Someone's mowing up there. That's part of the pressure I was talking about, plus hunt club and property that the owners are very generous, let a lot of people hunt, is back here. So I got this set up for wind. Like right now the wind is blowing from the north, feels like blowing back up this way, and I can hunt this stand right now for deer coming back here behind me, coming out from this side of me. I can hunt this stand. Being a majority a public land hunter and having a full-time job and house and dogs and obligations and stuff, I try to play the wind as best I can, but sometimes you just can't, and I like to hunt, and I'm gonna hunt, and I'm gonna use my time to hunt. So I try to set the stands up as best as my ability that I can just hunt them. Having said that, if I got a wind blowing straight in the food plot, I'm obviously not gonna hunt that. But other than that, I got options. So I'll turn you around, I'll show you the view I have looking out. Chelsea's already trimming some branches and stuff. And then that'd be pretty much it here. I'll check some other stands, a couple other ladder stands, check their straps and stuff like that, and we'll leave this alone, let this plot grow, and kind of watch what happens, what comes out. And I'm not worried. I'll see just as many deer here as anywhere else. We watch them every year come out right here, this little corner, up in this top little secluded area I was talking about. And I'll show you from the top, from what it looks like from up here in the stand. There's Chelsea down there in the ground. This is the food plot all down through here, and it runs the whole way down there. 1/4 acre. She's trimming some holes to shoot into. This is that secluded little corner. The hill comes down, and them houses are up there, a tractor's up there mowing. And the pond is right over here. It's kind of brushy, kind of grown up, secluded as much as it can be. Kind of a quiet little bottom. And then here's one of the trails that come out. There's the strap that busted, the hook busted, so that's going to be fun. And then this stand was actually, here's the side out my right side, some acorn trees, oaks, and this stand used to be right back there. So I'm kind of accomplishing two things here. I can hunt the food plot, plus I'm hunting them oaks, and basically the same trails as I was before. I can't hang stands on public land until 2 weeks, and normally we just hunt them with climbers anyways. So I'll do a little video, if you guys like this one, showing what I look for on public land and how I hunt public land. Majority of my deer come from public land. All but a handful of the bucks I've killed have come from public land. So I'll show you what I look for there. And my wife is hammering out holes right now, shooting lanes right now. Kind of watching her while I'm doing this, but I'll show you what I look for there. But just trying to use the houses and the pressure up here on the hill and the pressure behind us with a food source other than just yards and brushy fields and, you know, goldenrod and briars growing up in them and pasture field. We have this food plot. We have a lot of oaks. We have some white oaks. We have red oaks all along this strip right here along the field. We've got apple trees up towards the barn and stuff like that. There's apple trees. Deer are always going there. And we try to be quiet and let the deer do what they do. Obviously my wife and my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, they ride horses and stuff, so they ride through here, but we found the deer be out there grazing alongside the horses, and they don't care about that. Other than that, we just try to be quiet and leave them alone. Keep it as less pressured as possible. And that's pretty much it. Won't be too long now, and we'll be up in this stand and doing the real thing. So thanks for watching.